One morning, a government officer was getting ready for work. He wore his formal suit and tie carefully and picked up his briefcase. Before leaving his home, he looked down at his shoes. They were dusty and dull. He frowned slightly and said to himself, "These shoes need polishing." So he stepped outside and began walking toward the bus stand where a shoeshiner usually worked every morning. The officer walked along the roadside. The city was waking up. Cars were passing, people were rushing to work, and the morning traffic was slowly growing. Suddenly, his phone started ringing. He looked at the screen and answered the call. A polite voice spoke from the other side. "Sir, has my file been completed? When can I collect it?" The officer paused briefly. Then he replied casually, "Not today. Come back after 5 days. I haven't finished it yet." But the truth was different. Most of the work on the file was already done. He simply didn't feel like completing it today. After crossing the road, the officer reached the shoeshiner's stand. A young shoeshiner was sitting there with his tools. The officer said, "Please polish my shoes quickly. I need to go to the office." The shoeshiner smiled politely and replied, "Yes, sir. Please sit." The shoeshiner began his work carefully. He brushed the dust away and applied polish slowly. After a few minutes, the officer became impatient. "Hurry up," he said. "I'm getting late for the office, and this smell is unpleasant." The shoeshiner continued working calmly. Then he said softly, "Sir, time moves in many directions. Sometimes we don't even realize how quickly it passes." He looked up and continued, "I believe if I do my work properly, that is my way of loving my country. I am not a government officer, I'm just a shoeshiner. But if everyone does their own work honestly, the country becomes better." The officer looked at him silently. Something in those simple words touched him deeply. A few moments later, the shoeshiner finished his work. The shoes now looked shiny and perfect. The officer looked down at them silently. Then he paid the money and stood up. But something inside him had changed. The officer walked back across the road. After a few steps, he stopped. He took out his phone and dialed a number. When the man answered, he said calmly, "You can collect your file tomorrow morning. I will complete the work today." Sometimes wisdom comes from the most unexpected places, and sometimes true patriotism begins with simply doing your job properly.